So if everyone could have a seat, please. I just want to welcome everyone for coming today. Our Day of Giving is the day that we celebrate the work that you all do. We're very fortunate, Essex is, to have you here and that the dedication for the work that you do. Your organizations do so much for our community, and it's all for improving the quality of life for our residents in the area. We are proud and honored to support you, and what you do is so important to our community. So I would like to thank Bushy Hill for, I have crib notes. I would like to thank Bushy Hill for having us here. It's a beautiful setting, and it's very inviting. And I also would like to thank the Valley TV crew and Chris LaQuire. They have organized this for us and have taped us. We are live streaming on YouTube, which is part of it. And the link is in your program, so you can see it there. I also would like to introduce our board. So we have Suzanne McCormick, who is our vice president, who is where? She will be out. We have Lauren Chiazzo, who is our secretary. Jackie Doan is our treasurer. And Ann Bishop is with us. This is Suzanne McCormick.
Who was not just in the bathroom.
And we also have a couple other people who, due to working schedules, were not able to make it. That is Pam Weisel, Chris Rodriguez, and Darwin Azanero. I just want to say how much I love working with this board. They are amazing people. They accomplish a lot. And with the small group that we are, it's amazing what we get done. So I would like to start with our first check, which is for Iverton Library. I mixed them up.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
I wish you could come. Thank you. Hi, I'm Elizabeth Alvord. I'm the director of the Iverton Library, and on behalf of the staff and the Board of Trustees and all of our patrons, I'd like to thank the Essex Community Fund for all that you do and all that you've done for us, and blah, blah, blah. Bottom line, you guys are just terrific. The things you do for all these organizations is amazing. What you guys do, all these organizations, you do terrific work. You find these needs in our community, these very unique needs, and you find solutions for them, and it's just terrific. For me, I'm a librarian, and libraries are very traditional, so you know what I do. I have books. You check them in, you check them out. Communities, libraries have grown, of course. They've changed, and they have to provide so much more than just materials to check out. We have public computers for people to use. We have literacy programs for children. We have programs for seniors. We offer fun things. We have language classes, and we offer meeting space, and we have space for tutoring. And libraries have to remain flexible. In a small library, that's really crucial because we are limited physical space and staffing and budget. So we have to make decisions about how we serve our community, and these decisions are almost entirely patron-based. It's what patrons are looking for, what they're asking for, what they seem to be looking for. We have to pay attention to these things. We have to read. It's about trends and what we're doing. And I want the Community Fund to know this. When they give us money for specific projects, you need to know that that's where the money is going. These are projects that without this funding would probably not happen or would happen to a much smaller extent. And what we're looking at right now is the aging eyes of our patrons. Is it boomer eyes that are getting a little older, but we're finding a lot more demand for large print books. And this is a funny story. I have a friend who's a librarian at the Clinton Library. She was telling me that she was looking at the new release shelf and the nonfiction titles, and what an interesting variety of titles available in the nonfiction section. And here are two books on music. There's Dylan Goes Electric, which was about that kind of regrettable concert at the Newport Folk Festival where Bob Dylan came out and was backed by an all-electric band, and people were upset and they were booing him and what that meant for music and what that meant for Bob Dylan. And the other one was Keith Richards' biography. And you know where I'm going with these. Both of these books were in large print. It's like, yeah. But that's what's going on. And the trouble with wanting to provide large print to our patrons is that let me go back and tell you something else. We were looking a couple of years ago, realizing that people were looking for music CDs. They came in, they asked us if we had any music. They were ordering music CDs from other libraries, and they were coming in. And we said, this is a direction we should go. So we were able to provide a music CD collection, mainly because the librarians had music CDs. At our house, we're all digital, so I took all the CDs and I brought them down and I cataloged them. And I don't actually put out a lot of money to buy new CDs. Adele, Mumford & Sons. And so I do a little bit, but for the most part, this was sort of self-funded, self-put together. Large print is different because I don't have those lying around my house. You know, people don't. You don't find them at thrift stores or tag sales. They're sort of, they end up in nursing homes and places like that, you know, if people have them to donate. So I have to purchase them, and this is us what we have to do to be flexible. We want to build this collection. We need to bring these materials in, and this is what we're asking the community fund for this year is the wherewithal to provide this for our patrons. It seems to be needed, and we are going to provide it thanks to your help.
Excellent.
And thank you all very much. Thank you.
Okay. The next one would be Teen Zone.
Thank you, Jean.
You're welcome.
Hello, everybody. My name's Victoria Taylor, and I think some of you already know because we discussed it this morning, but Teen Zone is a self-esteem program for young ladies between the ages of 13 and 18. And somebody said to me, where do you get the girls from? The referrals usually from DCF, Middlesex Hospital, Essex Child and Family Agency, who I work with a lot. So my girls are a little bit out of the norm, shall we say, which is great. But it's an 8-week program, and the very last night, I take them out for dinner to a local restaurant because they've already gone through, they've had their hair done at a local salon, they've gone to a boutique where they've made them try on clothes that they wouldn't normally try on. We do nutrition to teach them how to try and eat more healthy. We also do an evening, which is etiquette, which is always very, very funny. Obviously, because I'm English, so I don't normally pick up a fork to eat anyway, so I teach the girls how to eat with a knife and fork, sort of the European way. Why do we need to do that? I said, you know what, because girls, you're like 14 and 15, at some point you're going to go out for dinner with somebody, or you're going to go out for a business dinner, and you really need to know which fork, which knife and pick up, and that kind of thing. So it's always very interesting. So the very last evening, they have to wear decent clothes, have the hair done the way they've done, as you know, they've been taught, makeup and skincare, and I'll see them kind of trying to eat with a knife and fork, which is always very interesting, you know. Because people say, oh, you could give them pasta. I said, no, because that's picking it up with a fork. So they learn different things. But also, recently, I've been doing some one-on-one mentoring with different girls, usually, again, through Essex Child and Family Agency, so the girls are referred to me. And it's very interesting when you go to their homes that you didn't even know these kind of homes in our area existed. And it's like, oh, okay. And one home I went into must have had about 17 people in it. And it's like kids on the floor and there's people. And it's like, hi, how are you? And it opens up your eyes because everybody thinks we live in this kind of quite moneyed society, which we do in one sense. But there's so many kids out there that really need our help. And that's what Teen Zone does. At least it brings these girls in and teaches something they wouldn't normally do. On the mentoring side, I took the girls to see the Nutcracker. And you should have seen their faces because, you know, if you've got a home that's, you know, barely making it, who's going to take you to see a ballet? You know, so the kind of money that I took them to the Iverton Theatre to see the Christmas thing. And if you can just see their faces, it's just truly incredible. So thank you very much for this money. And anybody else needs to know about the programme, please ask me. And thank you, Jean.
Okay. The next person we'd like to have come up is Mary Ellen Barnes. She works so diligently for the residents of our town, between the children and getting Christmas gifts for them, making sure they have warm hats and coats, the fuel assistance program so that everyone in our town has warm houses for the winter. She's doing senior initiatives and things with the vets. She does so many things for our community, and we really appreciate all that she does. Oh, thank you. So.
Okay.
You're getting the checks for the fuel assistance program, which you already have.
Yep.
And for the camperships for Essex Elementary School.
Right. Thank you so much to the Essex Community Fund. They have been a very supportive partner to our town, social services, fuel assistance, our camperships. We have a very, very giving town, and we have been very fortunate with the people that have to help support the people that do not. What a lot of people don't realize is they hear Essex and they automatically think we're a very wealthy community and we don't have needs. What I like people to understand is, for me, I would say about 10% of our student population falls below the poverty level. That's over 50 children. That's not mentioning our seniors at Essex Court or other places that sometimes they can fall through the cracks. And our job is to serve as a bridge. So we're trying to get them in the right direction, whether that's with fuel assistance or food assistance or housing, camperships so their children can go to a camp, which they might not be able to do without these kind of sponsorships and scholarships. So we really just want to make sure that we reach out to who we can, and we need the community to do that as well. So, we encourage people, if you know someone who is struggling, to refer them to our social service office. We can't always handle everything, but we sure are going to try to find the answer to find out how we can help them. Our typical client, maybe, I'll give you an example because I just recently had a client that needed some help with fuel assistance. Out of work due to an injury, did not qualify for a workman's comp or anything like that. So there's no income in that house. They've applied for Social Security disability, but that has been over a year process, and they're still not eligible. And these are the two made every but they got a little bit behind. That's what this fuel assistance program is for. And that's really our goal, and what we really strive to is to give people some long-term advice how to get out of the situation. So again, we can't do this without the community fund. Again, a huge supporter of our programming, and we really appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you.
Iverton Playhouse.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you so much to the Essex Community Fund. I'm Donna Bowden, and I coordinate the educational programs for the Iverton Playhouse. This supports a program we're doing this year called Polka Dots, the Cool Kids musical. And it's the second program that we've done that's focused on anti-bullying and treating each other with respect and dignity. We did the bully last year. We got an incredible response from schools, and so we see the need for this to really start teaching kids at a young age how to treat one another. Last year we had 1,200 students come from Middlesex County. Essex Elementary School was the first to come on board and has been very supportive in partnering with us. This year we have 1,500 kids scheduled to come in April to see Polka Dots. Essex Elementary, Deep River, and Chester are filling the house for one day, the Friday of the show. Very excited, everyone's very excited that we give to the schools, and we really feel that we're able to focus and use the arts as a way to kind of make systemic difference in the way that people treat one another. So it's really very basic with everything going on in the world. There's definite need for this, and we are just so appreciative for the support. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bushy Hill Nature Center. Don't know who was coming up. Okay.
Thank you so
On behalf of Bushy Hill Nature Center at Incarnation, we just wanted to say thank you very much, and we appreciate this, phenomenal donation, and it helps feed towards our summer camps that we run here, and the many different children that we connect with, families that we connect with, and all our community outreach. And we're really looking forward to keep this connection between us and work towards those big goals that we have in the future. Thank you so much.
And we'll do Camp Hazen. Denise?
Thank you so much. Oops. My name is Denise Learned. I'm the director of Camp Hazen YMCA in Chester. And I also would love to thank the Essex Community Fund. It is amazing what you do every single year. We have been so fortunate over the years to receive thousands of dollars from the Essex Community Fund. And it has brought kids from Essex and Iverton and Centerbrook to Camp Hazen YMCA and our programs each summer. Being so close, we have kids in both of our overnight program and our day camp programs from Essex. And what we do at Camp Hazen is really teach life skills. We help kids feel more connected and more a part of their community. We help them develop skills that they can then take back with them, and hopefully what we're doing is we are ensuring that we will have future successful members of each of our communities. We do this in a great facility. We're very fortunate the facilities that we have. We do it in a technology-free environment for kids where we really help and teach them how to make friends and how to make those connections. We have a great staff from all over the world that are wonderful young adult role models for kids that kids don't always have every day today. We teach them how to be a part of a team. We teach them how to share. We see kids all the time now that are not only coming from, that are not sharing bedrooms at home, they're not even sharing bathrooms at home sometimes, Kids are not sitting down around that table every night at home and passing food and that type of things. Those are the things we're doing at camp these days. I did want to share with you just real quick, a little girl that this will help go toward this summer. She comes from here in Iverton. Are we in Iverton? Yes, we're in Iverton. Well, it kind of splits between the towns. So she comes from here in Iverton, a single mom who 5 years ago went from a full-time employment to part-time, sometimes one, sometimes two different part-time positions, but that meant no health care. Without having to provide it herself. She went from having most of it provided through her full-time job to not, so she spent thousands on that. And that has taken away from a lot of different things. This little girl doesn't have a lot of kids, so is not able to hang out after school and make these friendships and make these connections. Very little outside time that she's able to have, so that's something we're able to offer her at Camp Hazen, is that wonderful outdoor, healthy, active experience where she can meet kids from all over and from many different backgrounds. And it is thanks to the Essex Community Fund. So thank you so much. Thank you.
And I just wanted to say in your for where this is being streamed to. So if you want to go back and look at it, or you can later, or you can put it up on your website, I think Chris said. So, okay. And so now I'm going to turn it over to Suzanne for a while.
Thank you. Thank you, Jean. As Jean said, welcome. Thank you all for taking the time out of your day to be here with us this morning. It means a lot to us to see all of you. And it gives us an opportunity to tell you about some of the things that we've done over the past year. And we actually would like to acknowledge someone, which I'll get to at the end of this for a moment. But we had a very unique opportunity fall into our lap this year. Ironically enough, it was the last week of school of Region 4. And Jim Crawford from End Hunger Connecticut contacted us and said, we have a great opportunity to provide food for underprivileged children from birth to age 18 for free. And all you have to do and And then he gave us a map about this big of TriTown and said, you have an area about this big that you need to host it in. So we kind of panicked a little bit, and thankfully Jackie Doe knows a million people in these towns. So she sent out an email as quickly as she could, and we were brainstorming on our own as well. And I have to say, within virtual moments, Alex Breen from the Essex Veterans Memorial Hall contacted us and said, what do you need? You got our space. So first of all, I would like to say thank you to you. Absolutely. So we had this program and we had a location, and now we needed to get people to staff it from 10 in the morning, setting up tables, to about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday through Thursday. In 24 hours, we needed to do this because we had to get back to Jim Crawford with a yes, no, have our volunteers. We needed 20 of them to make the grade. We needed a place to have it, and we needed someone to drive up to Middletown every day to go get the food. So after we've got Alex's confirmation, we then heard from all of the lovely folks in the area, most especially Reverend Fultz, the folks at Deep River Congregational, Essex Congregational, Iverton Congregational, and I think it was Our Lady of Sorrows as well. We had volunteers from all over that really gave of their time and energy to just come and sit, set up the food. Jackie's lovely children, much to their chagrin, drove up to Middletown every day and picked up all the food, drove it back. And it wasn't just a matter of picking up food. Because it was prepared food, it had to be in a refrigerated carrier. It had to have a certain thermometer in it. It had to be a particular temperature because they didn't want the food to spoil for obvious reasons. So a lot of thought went into a 24-hour period. So proud of everybody pulling together as a community for the sake of the underprivileged children of our community. And it really was a trial ground for the state for us, because they said, if you can make this program work, then there's a very good chance that you can get it next year, and we'll actually bring the food to you. So because we were so successful this year, Region 4 and Dr. Levy have taken up the program. As of June, they're going to start it at the end of the school season. It's going to be at Deep River Elementary School. And we could not have done it without all of you and all of your help, especially you, Alex. So thank you so very much for that. And without further ado, we'll continue with our gifts here, and we have the Community Music School. We should have a drum roll. We'll work on that for next year. We'll get your music school to provide the drum roll.
To provide the music, we can do that. Thank you very much to the Essex Community Fund. My name's Tim Keyworth. I'm the president of the Board of Trustees at the music school. We're celebrating our 31st year in the community, providing programs for everything from pre-K to retired senior citizens. We're very proud and happy to, I'm very happy to be here. It's an honor to be surrounded by so many people doing so many good things for our community. It's very encouraging. So on the behalf of the faculty and the staff and students, I'd like to mention we are hosting our annual fundraising gala on the 16th of April at the Deep River Lace Factory. Our theme this year is When Swing Was King, so it's going to be a fantastic event, and we hope to see lots of our friends there. This donation from the Essex Community Fund goes directly to our weekly music classes that we hold for special needs children at the Essex Elementary School and at the Jonathan Winthrop Middle School and our pre-K program. So thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
Gift goes to the Essex Boy Scout Troop 12, and I'm not sure if they're here with us today. Can they come in?
Grab it for him. I'll do both, and I can see.
Okay. Let's see. I'm just looking for the next one. Do you have that one, Gene?
Probably says
Oh,
Michelle.
here it is, Troop 4. There you go.
I'm DG Fitton, and we'll start out with Essex Boy Scouts, which I can't speak to all that much because my kids are too little, but they're on their way. And I know that both organizations benefit greatly from the donations from the Essex Community Fund, and I can speak to the Cub Scouts. A couple things that have happened in our community: there aren't any kids anymore. I don't know how many of you noticed that, but the elementary school population, I'm the vice chair of the Essex Board of Ed, and when I started, we had just shy of 600 elementary school age kids in Essex Elementary School. That was 7 years ago. This year, we're a little over 340. And so, when it comes to picking, from our crop of kids to get people involved in Cub Scouts, you get a percentage. Well, the expenses associated with running these organizations have remained the same or increased. It really isn't always per capita. It's, some of the costs are what they are. Nationally and regionally, the participation from the scouting organizations financially, they ask for more from us. It's a backwards charitable organization where you pay up and they provide next to nothing except the name. And our issue is we want to keep it affordable, and we want to offer it to anyone who's interested, whether they can pay or not. So we have a very, very low threshold financially to get kids involved, and we like to support the Scouts in doing a lot of activities. Nobody's left out because they can't afford it. Well, among our other fundraisers, we sell Christmas wreaths every year. And when you have 50 Scouts out selling wreaths to everyone they can, as opposed to 19 money. So this donation really helps a lot, and it allows kids to participate in an organization that I've put the last 7 years into. I have one more to go, and then I guess I move on, and next year I can speak to Boy Scouts. But thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you. And I have to say that we do 2 Stuff a Cruiser programs, and if it weren't for the Boy Scouts meeting us over at Patty Dowling's location over in Old Saybrook, we would be there for 3 days unloading that truck. So thank you for them always helping us out without a question. So, and our next one goes to Essex Veterans Memorial Hall. Alex Green.
Thank you, Essex Community Fund, on behalf of the club. Much needed funds. These funds are earmarked to our building, which is a historical building. We just completed all new windows in there, and now it's a new floor, which is a vast undertaking. You walk in there, in the day room, the floor goes like this. So, so we thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Thank you. Our next one is for the Essex Housing Authority. I know it's a long walk.
Thank you.
We're going to get the drum roll from his school.
My name is Tammy Maceda. I'm the property manager at Essex Court. For those of you that don't know Essex Court, it's 16 Main Street, Centerbrook. It's low-income elderly, 62 or older, or state-certified disabled. Before I came there, they didn't have any type of recreation, any type of hot lunches, other than Meals on Wheels, which leads me to tell you that my residents use quite a few of these facilities and organizations that you guys donate to, so thank you again for that. I mean, they use Fish, they use the Estuary, they use the library, they use social services, the food pantry. I mean, it's something that, because the majority of my people are low income, they do take advantage of what there is out there for them. But before I came, they didn't have any hot lunch. Other than the people that get the Meals on Wheels, most of them eat Stouffer's, lean cuisine, whatever, something they can shove in the microwave. Very rare do people cook, and when they cook, they will put it on the stove, forget it, and their alarms go off, and so then I think they don't cook anymore. So right now, we this money, actually, a lot of it goes towards purchase of food for us to cook them a hot lunch at least once a week, sometimes more. And we also try to, for the ones that can afford it and the ones that can't, we try to help out by going to, we just started this program, going on the 9-Town Transit bus to an area restaurant. You know, they can go and have a $5 sandwich. They know ahead of time, so, you know, they already started asking me, where are we going in April? You know, they want to see the menu, they pick out their food. So I've tried to start a lot of programs for them, so this is really helping with that, so thank you. It also helps bring down a resident service coordinator from Hartford who specializes in trying to get them onto food stamps or an affordable secondary insurance, which, you know, a lot of them have a lot of medical issues and Medicare just doesn't pay enough, so they have to have a secondary, which, you know, if they don't have someone there to guide them, and some of this is beyond me, so this lady comes down and helps them get onto an affordable secondary program. So I just want to thank you for not only artisans that my people also use.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Our next one is for TriTown Youth Services.
Hi, I'm Gail Beck, the Executive Director of TriTown, and I first of all want to thank Essex Community Fund because this is a wonderful thing that you do for the community, and it is about quality of life. I'm honored to be in the company of all of these folks who represent agencies who, like you, are concerned about quality of life for our kids and families. TriTown Youth Services has a number of programs. We have some that are under counseling kinds of things, juvenile review board, things like that, as well as counseling, positive youth development, and we have a lot of educational programs. We do some whole community things like building youth assets. We are involved with Valley Regional with the freshman class for a transition program that we do at Camp Hazen. Actually, we work with a number of you folks and your agencies. This donation will help us augment counseling. We never, at TriTown, we never want anybody to not be able to have access to services because of funding. And so we have a sliding fee scale for counseling. People can pay next to nothing. And this helps augment that to cover our costs. So
Great.
We thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Valley TV. Sorry, we'll get over that. Come on down. Here you go.
Thank you very much. Wow. So we are live right now on Valley TV. So it's kind of nerve-wracking a little bit. So first off, I want to say thank you very much. We really could not be here if it wasn't for the community and support of you guys. We have a lot of members. This is our biggest club at Valley, and we are growing. Last year we had 10 members. This year it's over 34,
36 plus,
36 members. So we've gotten all new equipment over the summertime. This equipment that you see here. And really, it brought really the community together. It brought the students together, and it's like their sport. So this is Matt. This is our president of Valley TV, and we have Connor here, who is the vice president of Valley TV. We have these are our members here that are filming and people in the back. And I'm going to actually hand it over to Matt.
All right. I would like to thank the Essex Community Fund for helping funding Valley TV, and this really helps us enable us to stream and broadcast local events, and because of it, we've become one of the largest clubs at school, and the funding, this funding is going to help us get new camcorders and hopefully help us provide us with the ability to film more events and do them proficiently and with a professional touch. I very much appreciate your funding.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Valley TV. Remember, this is my better side, so. I'll stand this way. Our next gift goes to the visiting nurses of Lower Valley.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Mark Applehoff. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing for Visiting Nurses of the Lower Valley. On behalf of our agency, our Executive Director, Susan Maxwell, and our Board of Directors, we want to thank the Essex Community Fund for this great gift. In the program, we're listed as the beneficiary, but I feel that the true beneficiaries are the patients whom we serve. Those who don't have the means to receive that. Even though we are a small agency, we're a darn good agency. In 2014, we were awarded the Home Care Elite Top 500 Agency. That's based on a survey of nearly 10,000 agencies nationwide. But we upped the ante for 2015. We've been designated as a top 100 Home Care Elite Agency. That's no small feat. And in the world of healthcare, home care more specifically, it's become more and more competitive. And of course, the documentation that's required is sometimes crushing. But still with that, we're getting the excellent patient outcomes that the folks deserve. And so this is going to help us serve even more individuals in the lower Connecticut River Valley. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next, we have the Estuary Council of Seniors. You're very welcome. Thank you.
Well, as so many have said, it's so wonderful to be in a room full of people who do such wonderful things, and I'm thankful for being here today and thankful to the Essex Community Fund for their continued support. We are the area's providers for Meals on Wheels, and I have to say that we are on track this year. Numbers-wise, we are up about 10% over last year, and so Meals on Wheels is keeping us busy. And what we're most proud of is not only the food that we deliver, but the fact that it is about more than meals. It is about checking in with seniors at home daily to check on their wellness and to make sure that they are getting not only the food that they need, but the other services from many of you out there. So we're thankful for the support of Essex Community Fund to keep Meals on Wheels and keep wheels on the road. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next one is Friends in Service Here, also known as FISH.
Thank you. The Essex Community Fund has been terrific in helping support FISH. We drive people to medical appointments, free rides. Last year, in 2015, we drove 783 riders round trip for free. And we have 54 drivers, mostly Essex residents, 40 of us. We serve the towns of Essex, Deep River, and Chester. And this check helps us with our costs, our telephone answering service, dispatchers, and some other miscellaneous costs. So we're very thankful for this continued support.
Thank you.
Thanks.
God bless you. Next, we have Gilead Community Services.
Hi, I'm Lucy McMillan. I'm the Director of Gilead Community Services. And I'm a big fan of the Essex Community Fund, not only because we get this help every year, but also because they're so energetic and they're so responsive when people ask for help. And the Essex Community Fund was instrumental in helping us start something called Compassion Counts. And there's some other providers in the room that also were key in bringing that together. And I just want to let people know that there'll be a series in June in Middletown, and we'll make sure we get you the information so we can get that out. But this one is going to be focused on trauma and in adults. But we'll keep you abreast of what's going to happen with that. But we want to thank the fund for helping that and spreading the word about that throughout the county. Gilead serves about 600 individuals that are living with mental health issues throughout the county. 1 in 5 adults in America live with mental illness, so it's no surprise that the money that we're getting today is going toward individuals living in Iverton, Deep River, and Essex that are dealing with those issues. Everybody that's come up and spoken about their agency are actually talking about the same people that we serve. When you don't have enough food, when your housing is inadequate, when you have issues with your children dealing with education, whatever it is, mental health a lot of the times comes with that package. So we are internally grateful for this money. It helps people. There's a new trend where people that are needing medication to go to a psychiatrist, which you need to prescribe medication, is very difficult, and most psychiatrists are not accepting insurance because the pay is just not adequate for them to stay in business. So a lot of times you have to pay $300 out of pocket just to go for an hour to get your prescription. So Gilead has seen a new trend where people are coming to work with our psychiatrists just so that they can maintain their medication and get that script that they need. So this money also helps people that don't have the ability to do that in the private market. So thank you very much. And whoever made that quiche, that vegetable quiche, that was awesome.
Wheat Market, Chester. I made the quiche. Just say. Our next one goes to an organization that is run by Patty Dowling. I just want to say for a few moments that I have had the pleasure of meeting Patty on several occasions, and I'm just always blown away by you're just an amazing spokesperson for everything that you do for the Shoreline Soup Kitchen. So I just, you're my idol. So this one goes to the Shoreline Soup Kitchen and Patty Dowling for all that you do.
So uncomfortable.
Just say, oh, stop.
I know. Oh, well, I love coming here every year. It's like my favorite day of the year. I'm not kidding. And I feel like we're in this midst of, the community fund, all of us here together. I don't know what it is, but there feels like there's an energy like I've never felt before of who do we need to serve and how do we do it together? And I am very honored to be part of that. I can't even, as you were telling the story about the summer meals, I heard all those faith communities that you contact, and it's sort of like, yep, I know exactly who is helping, because our faith communities are so strong. And I know Jonathan Foltz is here. One of the many hats he wears is one of our Board of Trustees. So thank you, Jonathan. The Soup Kitchen provides food and fellowship to those in need. We have 8 meal sites, and 3 of them are in Essex, at the Trinity Lutheran Church, St. John's Episcopal, and at the First Baptist Church. And the funds we receive from the Community Fund help to fund some of the food that we help provide to those sites. The majority is provided, of course, by the volunteers. Last year, we provided 2,572 meals from those 3 sites. The majority of folks who go to that are locally living. We also, at our 5 food pantries, had 328 Essex residents register. Probably about 80% of those people are coming every week. I wanted to let you know that because of the Community Fund's emphasis on seniors, 10% of those served at our pantries are over 65, and 35% are 18 and younger. So we're certainly talking about the same people in need, and again, together doing all we can. I know that Mary Ellen sort of talked a little bit about the numbers. One of the things you're probably going to be seeing a lot of this year is Alice. Yeah. If you raise your hand if you've heard of Alice. Yeah. Employed, it's the acronym. It was a report that was I urge you to go to Alice, just Google Alice and United Way. It really will help us all tell the story of who we're seeing. It's not just about wages, it's about assets, it's about housing, it's about job payment, it's about health care. It just gives such a full picture. And for us to keep telling our stories, 16% of the people living in Essex are Alice, and an additional 4% are living below the federal poverty line. So 20% of people in Essex, Iverton combined are not making ends meet. And that's the only way we're gonna help that is if we all do it together, because none of us can get it all done. And I'm so honored that the Community Fund supports us all, and what you did over the summer, that you led that you got it done in a day. I mean, I see that, and it's inspiring. So I thank you for all you've done for us. And this fund, the funds that we get, of course, go to food, but you guys are nice enough to help to earmark it to the Gallery Challenge, which means it was doubled. And you've been doing that for a long time, and we appreciate that very much. So thank you.
Thank you. I just want to talk to you folks for a few minutes because, well, you're a captive audience. I'm not going to let you leave until I finish. But a lot of these grants, actually all of these grants, would not be possible without the folks that provide funds to the Essex Community Fund. And I'm not going to say that we haven't been touched by the recession, the economy, whichever you'd like to call it, but we, it's always a challenge to try to get the word out there of who we are and what we do and how we make an impact in the community. And one of the ways that we do that is we have an annual fundraiser. And this one is this year, it's in September, and we actually have opening night of the Man of La Mancha, which is really a big deal for us because we've never done an opening evening. So it's our opening evening extravaganza. And we have our information is on our website. It's $75 a ticket. And what that includes is we have a reception before the show. We're going to have some dine-arounds that we're donating and you can buy raffle tickets for. We're going to have baskets that we're raffling off. It's really a nice time to get to meet some of the members of the community that do come out and support the Essex Community Fund, and great opportunity for all of you to come out and talk about your organizations as well. And the cost of this event not only includes that, but it includes the cost of the ticket and dessert and dinner afterwards with some of the cast. So it's really a great time to come out and just take part of something fun. And the more people we can get to respond to this, the greater impact it'll have financially on our gift giving at the end of the year. So anything you can do, direct people to our website, contact Jean and myself, Jackie, or any of the other members. We have tickets on sale right now. We'll have them right through the event. So please let us know if you want to go or if you need some posters for work. We can also email them to you, and you can email them out to any of your folks that you have as well. So I will now turn the stage over to you.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure if these people are here. Literacy volunteer? No? Essex Historical Society? Ah,
there.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Hi, I'm Stephen Brinkman. I'm actually the treasurer of the Essex Historical Society. I am not Ted Bliss, who's listed in your program, and I won't be able to do nearly as good a job as I'm sure Ted would if he were standing here. The mission of the Essex Historical Society is clearly to keep history relevant in the town of Essex. If you've participated and watched the Groundhog Day Parade, that's the Historical Society. If your children have been to the Pratt House, our museum, that's the Essex Historical Society. We were a couple of years ago did the thing with the boats, with the Battle Site Essex. This year we're in the middle of our Dickinson initiative, trying to recognize the role that the Dickinson Company did play in our three villages over the course of history. On May 15th, we will be having the Yellow Label store has been refurbished over the course of the last year, and we will be having an event there. So we try to keep history relevant, and these funds will certainly go to help us try to continue to give that message and to recognize from where we've come. So thank you again on behalf of the entire Historical Society.
We have the DARE program with the ex-police, which I don't think they're here, and that's it. We would like to ask Jackie to talk for a few minutes about the thing that she's working on in the hall.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming again this year.
Lucy touched on Compassion Counts, which is something that I've been working on for 2 years now, year and a half. It's taken us a while to get it off. We did one last winter that went very well. The goal of Compassion Counts was to start a normalized conversation within our communities about mental health and the challenges that mental health brings. We need to do a better job of having those conversations and providing paths, clearer paths for the family and the people who are suffering, that they can get help and get their lives back on track. As we know, mental health is touching every aspect of our lives. We as a society are not handling it well. And until we do a better job, we're going to continue to see some very rough situations happen, and there's no need for it. We can deal with a lot of things. We do deal with a lot of things every day. There is no reason why we can't be better about mental health. So that's what we did. Compassion Counts is out there to normalize conversations. What's happened since we came off with our first one, which was very well attended, and I have to tell you, Gilead jumped right in, Dan Osborne, Lucy was the operations behind the whole deal, put it all together. There were a lot of people involved in that, and Cynthia Clegg from the Middlesex Community Foundation got involved as well, and we thought, you know what, they were doing some stuff in Middletown, we're trying to do something here, let's get together. Together we're going to be more powerful, and so we did that. We got together. We are having one down here on the shoreline, hopefully in September. Tom Allen, Andy Picaro, and Alicia Farrell are the ones who are putting that together. It's geared at children. We've spoken to all the superintendents of the local schools. We are going to do it, they're doing it as a vignette. We're looking for a little help getting their words onto a piece of paper. The young lady from 411 at Middlesex Hospital also was very involved, and I have to apologize to you because I cannot remember her name, but she's amazing. It's going to be very powerful. The schools are working right now to figure out how we can encourage the kids to bring their parents, whether it's extra credit or some kind of something where we can get families to come together to sit down so that when they leave us, they can continue to have the conversation. Mental health issues are like a broken arm or a broken foot. If you break your arm, you're not going to walk around like this. You're going to go to the doctors and you're going to deal with it. We just need to know that for people who struggle at certain points in their life, we need to help them deal with it and move forward. So I just wanted to let you folks know that. I can also tell you that since this has happened, the docs and the people that have been involved with us have been asked to go to the schools. I know Tom's spending a lot of time running through Old Line, Sabre. He just did it, where he's doing a very large conversation for all the principals on the shoreline about how to deal with mental health and kids within the school. So the goal was to start a conversation. The conversations are being had. I noticed in the newspaper things are popping up, little folks are doing things. So thank you to all of you guys. Lucy, thank you. And looking forward to what you're doing in May and what we're going to be doing in the fall. And I hope you guys will take some time to get familiar with it. So, and thank you guys.
We just want to let you folks know too, we've been doing a lot of structure and organizational changes within our fund, and we have some great opportunities for some volunteers. So if you have anybody that you know that's interested in doing some community work, we are desperate for volunteers. They don't have to be a board member, but we would love to have some folks to head up some of our new committees that will help the community out. So if you know of anybody, have them contact us and we'll fill them in. High school students, retired persons, anybody. As long as they have a heart and initiative, we'd like to talk to them. So, Jean?
Great. Well, thank you very much for coming. That concludes the program. And there's lots of food, please.
Help yourselves.
Help yourself.
Thank you, folks.
Talk too fast. Talk too fast.
You did a great job.
Talk too fast.